Hi, I'm Craig Cronje. I work for Everite Building Products, and we are the anchor sponsor for a project called Building Blind. And on this project, we'll be using these panels to showcase an alternative to traditional brick and mortar. And you will see the speed at which this can be accomplished.
From exploring and seeing the vast oceans on our planet, and now I'm into probably the greatest and most strenuous journey that I've ever undertaken, partnering with my blind friend Chris and building a house. We've got a guy who's busy leading this build who can't tell a straight line from a skew line. This can't be a recipe for success, or can it?
So Riaan's taking on the role of foreman. Basically, he's going to be my eyes. I just want to get stuck in and prove that a blind man can do anything that a sighted person is able to.
I guess when we named this building Blind, we wanted to be honest about what we were going to do. But when you say it over and over, it gets scarier and scarier. We are going to be building blind. Proudly brought to you by Everite, home of Nutec, building solutions that you can trust.
We're going to go in and do some tests and have a look at my eyes and poke all sorts of things into my eyes, I guess. We'll get an updated evaluation of where I am now, 7 years later. I kind of know the answers already, so it is what it is. I've accepted that I'm blind. I don't believe that there's anything that medicine can do for me. I think that solution will come, if it ever does, through tech. So in 2013, I'd worked for 20 years as a professional chef, and I was very tired of sweating behind the grill. So I decided I wanted to write a story and have my hand at writing. And I wanted to write a story about travel and adventure, but unfortunately I'm not creative enough to just thumbsuck the story. So the best that I could do was to create the story by living it first. So I climbed onto a little 150cc two-stroke Vespa scooter, and I traveled all the way from the Red Cross Children's Hospital here in Cape Town, all the way to Our Lady's Children's Hospital in Dublin, Ireland. It was an 8-month trip, 32,000 kilometers, 20 countries, weaving my way all over Africa, visiting children's homes, pediatric healthcare organizations, and children's hospitals, things like that. When I was in southern Malawi, I contracted bilharzia, and then I got very, very bad food poisoning, and from that dehydration and then the stress of everything that was happening when I couldn't get medical help by the time I got to Dar es Salaam, kicked a zoster virus into gear.
To take on this journey through Africa, which is such an exciting thing to do for a good cause, and then ending up and getting some viral or parasitic infection, and that in itself, what it did to him was it actually reduced his resistance and caused him to be immunocompromised. And people that become immunocompromised can develop a condition called acute retinal necrosis. And this condition is caused by varicella zoster, which is a type of a herpes virus. And it can come from nowhere and attack your retina, and the sad thing is it can lead to blindness, particularly if the diagnosis is not right in the beginning.
So I'd flown back for medical help.
I'd flown back. Didn't get to Dublin?
No, I did. I went back and finished the trip afterwards, because they just pumped me full of vitamins and antibiotics and gave my system another chance to be okay. And then when I got to Europe, I was very tired. I was not well, and it's only after the trip that I actually saw an ophthalmologist, because I didn't know I needed to. I didn't have a problem with my eyes.
You know, the problem with this condition is that you need to catch it quickly. And if he was ill and he had some sort of ocular signs, and his eyes weren't examined properly because he wasn't seeing an ophthalmologist, and sometimes because it's in the periphery of the eye, It takes a while before it really affects the central vision. So this condition could have been there for months before in his peripheral retina. It's irreparable. He doesn't have any light perception, so there's no chance for any surgery procedure or stem cells or something like that. It's not going to restore his vision in any way.
Look, I've come to terms with my sight loss. I had a choice of either letting it destroy me or, you know, face it fighting. And I just decided that I don't want to. I always use the term that I turned the stumbling block into a stepping stone. So it's now, it's become my life. It's become my work. I have to become something of a role model for other people that go through this, to show them that, you know, sight loss doesn't mean your life is over.
As far as progress is concerned, we're doing pretty well. We finished off the walls around the kitchen onto the porch, and we're about to start the back wall for the section that we're standing in now. Off to my left, you'll see we've got a couple of windows and doors, so it's a complicated wall, and we would hope to do that by the end of the day. It's 3:30 now, so yeah, we've got time to do it. What I was worried that it wasn't going to be 300. So what he did was he took up the tolerance on the column and not here, because you need that for the light switch to go in between here. Who's the electrician on the job, do you know?
No idea.
Because it might be a good idea for him to come and have a look at what's going on. So this wall we're doing at the back is wall number 8, and if you come and have a look at wall number 8, you will see that we've got a window, a door, another window, and then the corner. But they've got different sizes of panels in here, which are unusual sizes, in order to facilitate those openings into that wall. And so this takes a little bit of extra time as opposed to just fitting one straight normal panel. And that's something that the guys are busy engineering. And then we're pretty much close to fitting the top and bottom panels for the first window. Your first suggestion of putting a full-length spline in there to support the top would be the first prize.
Second prize. The window ends there.
Yes.
At the end of that panel.
No, it ends halfway. It ends at the end of the board.
Yeah.
Yeah.
At the end of the board. But then, if they had put the tall one in now.
Yes.
First.
Yes.
That we wouldn't have been standing there holding it.
Yeah.
They could have fixed it.
Yeah. The panel has 2 open sides, and depending on where we're going to put the panel on the project, we bring them like that with the open sides. Then when we get to site, we look at how we're going to do with the panel, because you have the opening for the electrical down there. Which way is this going to be? Then we put a box spline, which is 2 76 by 38 millimeter treated pine. The screws are made at 400 millimeter intervals, a countersunk screw, and they screw the board or the box spline into the panel. And this forms the joint. On all the panels are jointed like this. This is our 6th day on site, and we have done something in the order of 100 panels, bits and pieces of panels, so that's really good. I think if we can continue it this way with another team on board, middle of next week we should be amper daar, as they say in the classics.